It's race week again, and after a pretty bland Baku Grand Prix, we're hoping Miami can deliver. But last year's race was more show than go, but let's stay positive. Either way, welcome to the home of the worst chicane in racing. 2022 was actually the first time we raced at Miami, with the circuit being 5.412 kilometers long and the race taking place over 57 laps. The tyres available to the drivers for this weekend are the C4, C3 and C2, so a step harder than the tyres used for Baku. What you may remember from last year is that the circuit didn't actually hold up for the whole weekend. In fact, it started to almost disintegrate before the Formula 1 cars had even ran on it on the Thursday, and emergency repairs were needed at turn 7 and turn 17. The only other series running that weekend was the Porsche Sprint Challenge and the W Series, so it was pretty odd to see the track looking so bad so early on. With that being said, Tilke engineers and architects have overseen a repaving of the entire circuit before this year's Grand Prix, and also the circuit organisers are moving the paddock from outside the circuit inside the Hard Rock Stadium this year, and to be fair, it does look pretty cool. The race itself last year wasn't all that interesting, despite a late safety car after Lando Norris and Pierre Gasly came together on the exit of turn 8, Lando losing a wheel and ultimately going out of the race. Verstappen won pretty easily though, after getting ahead of Ferrari's Charles Leclerc early in the race. More of the same this year? Let's hope not. Oh, and we can't forget Mick Schumacher misjudging turn 1 very badly and taking out his good friend Sebastian Vettel. Such a shame, as they were both running in the points at the time. Before we carry on, let's check out this Miami onboard lap from F122. So what can we expect from the teams at Miami? Well, Red Bull have been hyping up a new Miami livery just for this weekend. A few stripes down the side of the car should do the trick. Maybe the extra paint will slow them down. We can only hope. Look, at least they've made an effort, and it's a little bit different for the Miami Grand Prix weekend, which I like. In truth, all teams are probably less likely to make big changes to their liveries due to weight restrictions. It's that tight. Red Bull, though, they've got a bit of pace in hand. Red Bull brought an upgrade package to Baku that they believe was worth 0.3 per lap, but they only managed to extract half of that. So despite not bringing anything new to Miami, they still have time to find with what they have, which should worry everyone. Baku of course only had 1 practice session, but this weekend we're back to 3, which should help. Can Checo challenge Max on another street circuit? We'll see. Mercedes on the other hand are waiting on their big upgrade that's coming at Imola, which apparently will now not include any big side pod updates, as they will come at a later date. Front suspension and a new floor are, however, expected. Lewis hopes Miami will be better for the team this year, as they ran reasonably well last year, and that was when the track was really bumpy and they had a lot of bouncing. That's under control this year on the W14, and the track has been entirely resurfaced, which should also help. It's also a front limited circuit, which Mercedes does seem to do better on, but it also has long straights, which isn't exactly a strength of the Mercedes car. Toto Wolff said that the Mercedes team went in the wrong direction with car setup in Baku after only having 1 hour, and so hopefully they'll be able to get the car in a better window in Miami. Ferrari, on the other hand, will be hoping to carry across their performance from Baku, and the Ferrari was particularly strong on the straights and had good traction. it just has terrible tyre degradation, which is the huge limiting factor. At the end of the race in Baku, Alonso had caught up the gap to Leclerc, and with a couple of laps, he might have actually got him. With more practice sessions at this weekend's Miami Grand Prix, Ferrari could either cement in second place or could fall backwards again. They've certainly made a step forward over one lap, but they need to get on top of their tyre issues if they're going to start feeling more comfortable and perhaps get wins. McLaren have also made a step forward with their upgrade package, and 9th place may not seem like a great result for Lando at Baku, but I think it was the best they could hope for. Finishing behind both Red Bulls, both Ferraris, both Mercedes and Astons. That's just where they are. They'll be hoping to pick up some more points as the other cars falter, but at the minute, they don't have the pace to be challenging for a top 6 finish on merit. Just lastly, I want to see more from Alfa Romeo, who've had a pretty woeful start to the season. And also, Nick De Vries needs a clean weekend. It's not ideal coming to another street circuit after having his incident at Baku, but the races come fast now and he has to manage it. Currently, he is being outperformed by Yuki, and he needs to start performing. There we have it. That is my Miami Grand Prix preview. I know the race last year wasn't great, but this is a new year and a new weekend, so positive vibes, and let's hope it's a banger. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.